From saving the world to your daily grind, here's what I read this week. Goodnight Paradise by TKO Studios, written by Joshua Dysart, drawn by Alberto Ponticelli, and colored by Giulia Brusco, who actually worked on several other books by TKO Studios as well. So Goodnight Paradise was a rather odd book for me personally. It had a clear, concise story. For me, it wasn't... The story itself wasn't super gripping. The premise is that a homeless man living on SoCal Beach is just going about his life, and very quickly he is drawn into the chaos of a murder mystery of someone he just recently met, as well as trying to reconnect with his son, who he's barely seen because he's homeless, and he doesn't really have a way to connect to his son, like literally connect, not just emotionally, but also emotionally. The events of the story themselves aren't why I loved this book, and I might just not be getting it, but what I really enjoyed about this book, and what I think a lot of people took away from this book, is the importance of public welfare systems or social security systems, whatever you want to call it, that help people. So throughout Goodnight Paradise, obviously, as mentioned, it focuses on a homeless gentleman and all the struggles he has. And literally, the first thing that we see of this guy is he's in a library logging in to... They don't show it, but it's Facebook. In order to connect with his son. He's sending his son a message. The only way he can do that is with the computers at the local library. He also goes on to get support systems through these kinds of programs and other places that help out, which anyone can access. You get a library card, you're good to go. You yourself can go out, likely get a copy of this book. Well, okay, not this one specifically, but maybe, and enjoy. Or you can log onto a computer, or you can use their printer. So libraries enable us to do a lot of things. There's also a bunch of other health systems indicated in this book that are crucial to the lives of homeless people. And that's where this really demonstrates that. You get to see it in a very real way. And I absolutely wanted to congratulate Alberto Ponticelli, because the art style in this book, it is realistic. It's very detailed. And the use of line work in the book, it just makes everything... And the coloring as well on the part of Giulia Brusco is... The combination of the art and the coloring is just gross at times. Like, you can really feel how grungy it is for the characters in the book. Even when we see regular people partying and things like that, there's a grungy, dirty look to it. And that's often how these places can feel, especially if you have a small home, as is indicated here, with a very large number of people in it. Now, the actual events that the characters go through are rather interesting. You get a pretty good murder mystery with many parts being primarily investigated by the homeless protagonist. And because of the way that he is, the way that he lives, he knows enough people to put all the pieces together and see what's really going on. But ultimately, justice doesn't feel like it's been delivered. And when we see what that character goes through, the main character, in his own ways, his own mental health issues, his maybe schizophrenic hallucinations, maybe drunken hallucinations, his legs in time, you get a sense for how harsh life can be as a homeless person in a really accessible manner. So more than the story, I think this book itself, this work, functions as a call to for a lot of people to know what helps, what doesn't help. And sometimes we just need to be nicer to each other. So maybe not a terribly great review, but absolutely please go out, get yourself a copy of Goodnight Paradise and read it. If you're interested in homelessness, one, start with this book as a foot in the door, and then look into maybe helping out in your local area, and if not, in a greater organization. So please do go out, pick up Goodnight Paradise at either your local comic book store, your local library, which our protagonist, you might just see him at, or someone in his situation. After that, you could check out your local bookstores, or of course, elsewhere. Although you will not find this on Amazon, as TKO deals with it directly, so you can always check out their website. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.